Keep breaking the fourth wall. Is that what it's called? Breaking the third wall?
What does that mean?
When you look at the camera, you're not supposed to do that.
Are you making that up?
No, I swear. You never heard of that?
No.
You've really never heard of breaking the fourth wall?
No.
It's a thing.
Breaking like the fourth dimension.
No. Fourth wall. I think it's called fourth wall. Am I off base here, Raul? You never heard of this?
Yeah.
I swear it's a thing.
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I think that's I know that's a no-go in porno.
Don't make eye contact to me. Is that the first wall when you like look the person in the eye?
Okay. Concept is in performing arts, separating performers from the audience. So you're not supposed to look at your audience or at your camera. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
It's a thing. I swear it's a thing. There's like, if you watch like bloopers of like some sitcoms and stuff, that's one of the things that they'll like, oh, I looked at the camera. Ha, ha,
Talk
ha.
to the camera.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Unless you're doing like, I don't know, one of those shows where they stop in like The Office or something. Because they always look at the camera.
Oh, well, they do it on purpose. Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense. All right, well, cheers, John. Hey. Everybody, welcome into another wonderful episode of Grabbing the Brisket. I don't know if anybody really listens to the show, but hey, the people that
Several do. Several.
The handful that does, hey, we appreciate you. Man, how's your week been?
Pretty good. Pretty okay. My wife's been out of town all week for business, so I've been at the house, just me and the 74 kiddos doing our thing. So it's been good. Obviously, she gets back tomorrow, so I spent the last day and a half really cleaning house.
Okay.
Doing laundry, doing all the stuff I should have done Monday and Tuesday. So
yeah, I think that's like you learn that in like middle school. Maybe junior high where you progress.
Yeah. Mom's going to be home at 5.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking just more like you got like a project or something.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and you'd like have 5 months to do it, but you literally like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I'll do it next week. And then it's tomorrow. It's due tomorrow. And now you're trying to like, Mom, I need construction paper. I need glue sticks. And you're like, it's 9 o'clock at night.
Right. When did you get this assignment? When is it due? That's not relevant.
Right. Mom, they assigned it yesterday. Holy shit. Yeah, no, okay, so we're down a few guys. Jan, he is doing what he does, just gallivanting all across the country. So I think he's in, I don't know, North Carolina or South Carolina.
He might be a flight attendant now, I think. I think he's actually...
He changed careers, just didn't say anything.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right, what a jackass, yeah. Matt's not here. Matt's, he's up north, I guess, Michigan area, doing a little moving. So, yeah, I mean...
Big Al's still MIA, but we do have Raul in the house. He's here.
Hey, I'm always here.
So one thing that kind of crossed my mind is just boom right now, with all the stuff that's going on in Texas and all these states that are just fighting the federal government or whatever, and you see all this like talk about civil war fixing to pop out, and there's even a movie coming out. I've seen a trailer that's I think maybe here at the end of the year or something like that. It's civil war here in the United States. And they showed some weird like pictures. It looks kind of interesting, but then they showed like these looked like a sniper or something like that. And he's sitting there trying to get somebody, but then they pan and show his fingernails, and his fingernails are all painted like blue, purple, pink, whatever. I'm like,
oh boy,
what are y'all doing?
They're really trying to start a civil war.
Yes,
The sign of a killer right there.
Right?
You know it. Oh, that's not good.
Like you haven't held a gun in ever. I mean, but I was also thinking, it's like, okay, so say it does pop off, and we'll keep this centralized towards like barbecue. Which states do you want to be drafted onto your side? You know what I mean? Drafted is a horrible word, but alliance.
When we're picking teams, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Here?
Yes.
If we're picking teams and we're saying what Texas is a team captain. Who's the other team captain? James. Who are you gonna say?
Who's the other? Well, okay, so Texas is going to be team captain for the
South,
the red color, and who's going to be team captain for the blue color?
This feels bad.
Is it New York?
It's New York or California.
Yeah, I was thinking California.
Yeah, they're going to have to duke it out with each other. Like I'm sure there's going to be like some things going on, but man, yeah, I don't know. Because I think in this movie, I think they have like Texas being like the big, what would you say, the red state, so to speak. But man, you know all the good food states are going to join Texas, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, as long as it's Texas, and if we got, I'd say Florida on our team, I think we're all right.
Yeah. The only thing that would suck is
crazy
if like
folks.
stupid California is like in charge of like the kosher salt and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We can't get like salt and pepper here. And we're like, dang, we're gonna have to barter some. I mean, I don't know what you would barter.
You can have Oklahoma. I'm just kidding, Oklahoma. We love you.
Yeah, we love you.
You too, California.
Yeah, you gave us Toby Keith, so we appreciate you. So we had a wonderful weekend. We got an awesome interview coming up here in a minute. We got John Mann. He's a SCA KCBS contest representative, and he's housed up there, and I guess it's Anchorage, Alaska. And I think it's probably a suburb of that. I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Alaska. I don't know if they have suburbs.
I know it's
feel like
cold, right?
I just assume they're all in igloos real close together.
Yeah, I think it was what'd you put down? Eagle River. And I kind of do this to like a lot of the guests or any type of stuff that I kind of find interesting. I'll just pull up Google Earth and I'll just go to that place and I'll just drive around just to see what's see what's popping off over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was it something?
I mean, they had a Taco Bell, they had a Walgreens. I saw a little brewery that was like right around the corner from the Taco Bell. I don't know if John's probably
Did you
visited
see
that.
a name or anything or?
It was I'm gonna say it was like a probably an Eskimoan type name. I'm not probably saying that correctly, but
Okay. Eskimoan, huh?
plural. What is the plural of that? I don't know.
Eskimos?
Oh,
Yeah, Eskimos name? Okay. Yeah.
and then I had to get off, so I was like,
I got a lot of Alaska questions for our buddy John.
okay. But I did see. I don't know if you saw that Vladimir Putin. Like he popped off, and I guess the State Department popped off today as well. But he thinks that I guess they got like the short end of the stick on the Alaska trade or sale or whatever happened like 100 years ago. So they think that deal was illegal, and they're like, I want Alaska back.
I'd like to have that back, please.
Yeah, it's like I need my ball back.
But I understand there might be some oil there actually, so
Right. Yeah. He's like, nah, it's like both of ours, but we're just gonna keep it at my house. Like, come on, beat it, Alaska. I mean, no, not Alaska, but beat it, Russia.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask John, it's like, you might want to brush up on that Russian, and I mean, you never know.
yeah. My sister bought a place up in Alaska. Yeah,
Okay.
like a VRBO or whatever. She's like renting out or something, but they go up there every once in a while. They like it. My brother-in-law is a big hunter.
Okay.
He does all the hunting and fishing and stuff.
What are the odds of getting like eaten by a polar bear in Alaska?
I think it's like 1 in 12. One
Is
in
it?
12 people get eaten by a polar bear at some point in their life.
Okay. What are the odds of what are higher? Either getting eaten by a polar bear or getting like trampled by a moose?
Moose is more common for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 1 in 6 gets trampled.
you gotta
Not
work-
necessarily to death, but yeah, you're gonna have a run-in with a moose.
Got to
At least once.
worry about the mooses, the mises,
The Mises, yes.
mises. All right, there it is.
Did we pronounce that correctly, Rob?
I don't know, man. I'm over here reading this message, and I'm just cracking up at you guys.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to die or get trampled up there. I'm pretty sure. Polar bear probably seems like the worst. That's a big freaking bear. It's the biggest bear. I don't know if you knew that. That's the biggest bear. Bigger than a grizzly bear.
Okay, yeah, I think I knew that. Also, I think their hair is clear.
Yeah, it's like a reflection of the snow or
Yeah,
something.
correct.
Right.
And they are the only bear that actually craves human blood.
Really?
They actually like the taste of human meat. Rest of them, like, they'll fuck you up. They'll like they'll play with you and like maybe bite you a couple times, but they don't really. They find you disgusting.
I find most of us disgusting too.
Yeah, I would imagine most humans do, unless you're like Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that. Then
Right,
you're
right.
like, I like that.
But polar bears are like, like licking their paws after they munch on us.
Right. Just bathing in it, just like now their fur's all red.
It's never gonna come out.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fun. A lot of Alaska talk.
A lot of bear talk. Yeah. Great. Hey, let's talk about this wonderful weekend that we had.
We did have a great ass weekend. We were out there at Erica Blair, her event, which was the Legends BBQ Legends competition class extravaganza. It's better. I think she had a better name for it, but it was really freaking cool. A lot of cool people out there. There's way more people out there than I expected, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we were out there.
Right. Yeah.
Which is
also,
weird.
We were there.
Yeah. It's like one of those deals where you're like, what am I doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
How did we get here?
How did we get here? But then everybody starts coming up to us and just like, like giving us hugs and the high fives and the shaking the hands and trying to get pictures and all that type of stuff. I'm like, I mean, it's great, but I was like, man, I feel weird. So, okay. I'm here to see you guys. But it was really cool. It was really badass. There was a lot of just like legends out there and she did a good job of organizing this event. And if you, I think she said she's going to have this thing, and I know I'm kind of scatterbrained here, but she's going to have this thing, I think a yearly type, annual type event where she's going to bring in these live fire competition legend type people. And you get to come and experience all this, and it's like a class type deal to where you get to learn from all these pit masters, these people that are just legends in their games, and I think she's gonna have some stuff going on, like maybe monthly, more of a kind of a
She said like a we call it farm to market type dinners, basically local farmers. All the produce or whatever is going to come from all the meats and whatnot. They're going to put together these kick-ass dinners.
Correct.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I would definitely try to get to one of those. But yeah, you're right. There's some legends out there. Obviously, we talked about it before, but Al Fragoni was out there. We hadn't seen him in a couple of years, at least not in person. I don't think you weren't even there last time we saw him in person, I don't think.
No, that was the first time me meeting him.
Yeah. We met him at the NBBQA a couple of years ago. Rashid Phillips, who I had never met in person, he's out there. We've been talking to him about getting him on the show, so that's probably coming up. Our buddy over there at Chicken Fried, Bill Purvis, is out there doing his thing. There's a little video floating around of James trying one of his chicken thighs. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. How good was that?
Oh, it was money. It was amazing. Like it's something that you always like. That's what you pay the money for, right? To go to these classes so you can see them in action. You can see all the processes and the injections, the rubs, the seasonings that they use, and then you get to taste the product, and you're like, shit, that's what it's supposed to taste like.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
that's really the most exciting part. Like you want to learn it, all that kind of stuff, but you also really want to just dig in.
And also, I mean, there was really just no easy way of just diving into that thing because this thing was just glazed over.
I knew it. I was like, oh, you're going to have a red
this
beard.
is going to be all over my beard and everything. And I was like, I just got to go in for it and go.
Looked like a polar bear eating a human.
I did, yeah. So, yeah, you had Al Fragoni doing his thing. There was, they were making handmade pizzas. They had Rashid Phillips was throwing it down. He was also teaching people how to make their own rubs.
Yeah.
Which was pretty.
I wish I would have got over there. I think I was still setting up some of the equipment or whatever, but that looked like a cool little class he was teaching over there. But apparently they did stuff the night before, too. They had like a class, and somebody from what they said, People Magazine or something was out there teaching them how to like plate their foods and all this kind of stuff to make it better for the pictures and videos. And I'm like, this is really cool. And then I get on the social medias after we get home, after I sleep all the way home, take a nap.
Bro, do you got a picture of that?
Oh, I do.
Go ahead and fire that up.
That out there.
Man, just tuckered.
Right there below Mike Myers.
A little boy's just tuckered out, you know.
Yeah, I had a fun
long day
day
of playing baseball.
Okay, thank you for that. That's really good. If you're not on the YouTubes, check that out. Yeah. Anyway, so after I woke up from my nap, I get on there, and they were like partying all night out there. Like I seen Al Fragoni live, and I don't know a couple other guys. They were just having a good ass time.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and you can play that video. I think I shot a video over to Raul. Go and play that video. But this is one of these events where you go to have fun.
Yeah.
Like you're not. It's not one of those deals where it's like a freaking choir, at a practice or whatever it is. You got. Raul's going to play that video once again. But they had the liquor out, they had the beers out. So I noticed Al was knocking back a Coors Original. So I was like, there you go,
I saw him
Al.
bust out the banquets. Yeah. Well, they had a bunch of bottles of some kind of liquor in that little tent as soon as we got there. It was early in the morning. They had them all lined up out there. I was like, whew.
So I guess all that being said, like, hey, if this comes up again, if you have the opportunity to sign up for this class, go for it, because you will not be disappointed. You come away learning a lot of great stuff. You come away meeting a lot of really cool people and eating a lot of really badass food.
And hopefully hanging out with us. Hopefully we go back and do this again, because I had a blast.
Then we were off in the corner, so to speak, letting everybody kind of do their thing. So we dropped a little podcast episode. We had Erica come on, do a few minutes. It was very kind of hard to get everybody wrangled up as far as jumping on the podcast to do some interviews, but we got plans on later on in the year to get these people on. And, of course, we're going to see a lot of them coming up here next week when we go to the NBBQA. Lost my train of thought there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a blast having her on. And that video, if you guys haven't already heard that episode, it should already be out, so go check that out. Also, we had David from Fat Kid Snacks. He's out there in Arizona, I think. And he was out there helping Al Fragoni. Those guys were busy. Like, we thought we were going to be able to get some more folks on. They were busy. Like, if you want to attend one of these events, you're going to be, it's busy. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff. You're going to be learning a lot of shit. And like James said, you're going to be having a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. I think one of the things that Erica did, she learned from another event that she attended, but they had this thing set up in like 5 different stations, and it was like maybe 2 hours with each station or whatever, and they split everybody up in little groups. So it's not just everybody just at one station trying to get their hands on, it's like a small, intimate, select group of people that you get, boom, you get your hands dirty. You're in there with Chicken Fried. You're in there with Bill Purvis, showing you how to break down a chicken, showing you how he does his ribs, and then he takes gloves off, and then you put the gloves on, and then now you're doing it. Now you're taking the fat off the back of that chicken skin, doing the injecting, all the stuff that he was doing. I'm just sad that I wasn't close enough to get all them secrets.
Right, yeah. So I was like, point the camera that way.
Yeah, we're kind of set up behind him. I'm like, can we just move this table just right next to theirs?
Clip the lapel mic to the back of his shirt or something like that. But yeah, she did it. I thought she did a great job setting it up. It was
Excellent
pretty
host.
genius.
Excellent host.
Yeah, the way she broke them up into teams, like then I think there's like maybe between 4 and 6 in each little group. But she didn't just like throw them out there. Like I said, they met the night before, so these people are already comfortable with each other. So it wouldn't have been like weird to ask questions. I know me, like if I'm in a group, I'm like, I don't want to ask anything. I'm just going to sit here and learn what I can, not say anything. But they're basically all friends at this point already because they've already spent a night of drinking and hanging out and partying or whatever. I thought it was just a really smart setup, a really good way to do it.
Yeah. So be on the lookout. Go to, I think it's bluesmokeblair.com.
Yeah. I'll throw some links down below for you too.
Yeah.
So she's a hoot. I was talking to Kel about that. He was like, man, I'm so jealous you got to go to that thing. He was out at the Sheds event, but he said he's trying to get her to come out to NBBQA. She may be there. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Be on the lookout.
We'll see. We get that video up and
whenever
you
y'all
that
are
sucker?
There it is. A little bit of what Al Fragoni was throwing down here. You got a huge picanha there.
He did a bunch of those.
So basically with Al, you get a lot of meat and veggies.
Yeah, he makes veggies look good.
And then here's the frog chicken.
Made that shit go viral.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got I think it's like mozzarella in those peppers cut in half.
Yeah, and I think he drops the mozzarella on top of those on top of those sausages as well.
Oh, dude, it was so freaking good. I don't know if you probably didn't eat the cheese part, but
did not eat the cheese.
It was freaking good. And he had some of his what do you call that stuff? The chimichurri on there too. Really, really good. And he said he got 4 different cookers out there, I want one of those so bad.
Yeah. The beautiful thing is that this happened like every 2 hours.
Right.
So once this
right.
was done, it got cleaned up. And the
started
next
again.
round of people came in and they started again. So we had picanha, we had sausage, we had
Chicken,
ribs,
pizza,
and we just kept coming
walking
and coming
around.
and coming.
We had everybody's food out there, I think. Rashid was walking around with his pieces of chicken because he was running the offset smoker.
I got some of Rashid's
Oh
chicken.
my God, that was good.
Yes.
Like I was just like, oh, cool chicken.
I
And
think he
tasted it, I
grabbed
was like,
some
holy
Wagyu
shit.
steaks as well.
Yes, yeah, he had some big ass tomahawks. They looked money. They were good. They were really good. The pizza was good, super cheesy. There's a video of Jan somewhere. I don't know who posted. Somebody posted. He got just fucking cheese all over his face. It's really.
Yeah, and y'all didn't tell him nothing for how long?
I was trying to tell him because we were like, I was like, "What's wrong with her?"
He was just talking normal and everything.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was just like dripping.
Right. It's like it's right there, and he's like, ugh, it just moves somewhere
Right,
else.
right.
Did I get it? You're like, yep.
Got it.
Yeah. I was walking around, and this gentleman had a bottle that was in a brown paper sack, that little Specs bag, and I saw him pour something into somebody else's cup, and I think everybody is kind of saying goodbye and trying to get some photos with people, and I was like, "What's in a cup, or what's in the bag?" He's like, "You want some?" Or he was like, he opened it up and it was a bottle of Buffalo Trace. And he's like, "You want some?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take some."
This was out there?
Yeah.
I didn't see any of this happen.
Correct. Yeah, this is right before then we got suckered into. I say suckered into. This is right before we got. I think it was our boy Fat Kids rolled over with the
Cigars?
screwball. Not
Oh,
screwball.
curveball. Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I can never remember it. But rolled over with the curveball shots, and they were like, "Oh, shots." I was like, "What? What's going on here?"
I was going to take Buffalo Trace.
I got Buffalo Trace.
I don't drink enough liquor for me to appreciate that. I like the curveball. It's sweet. It goes down like candy. I actually made some adult Capri Suns. Did I post that video already? I think I did post that video already. It was tasty. I like drinking that shit. So
Okay, yeah.
it's fun with my VacMaster.
VacMaster.
So that thing sucks, like in a good way. You know what I mean? It's a joke. Anyway, yeah. Put a code for that down below somewhere. Go check that out. Get yourself a VacMaster. There's nothing else you can seal liquid in
Seal
like
my
that.
meat.
Yeah.
Hashtag seal my meat.
Yeah. Use the code SEALMYMEAT.
Yeah. I did. Hopefully, my coworker goes out because he seems pretty interested in getting one of those. And I shot him the code or whatever, but I kind of showed him how that stuff worked, and you could see the wheels turning in his head about doing the marinating, doing the quick marinating type stuff. And I kind of explained the whole process, and I even showed him a video of some of the stuff that we've done. And he's like, "Holy shit, yeah, what's that?" And then it's like VacMaster. And then you Google VacMaster, then he Googled Wet Shop Vacs or something like that. I was like, "You're on the wrong site. Damn it. What are you doing?" Like, "No, here's the link. Here's our code. Go check it out."
It's fantastic. You got any more of those refreshing beverages over there?
I got you covered, man.
Okay. You want to
We got
slide
any,
into the
barbecue?
Yeah, let's do some hot off the grill barbecue news. Brought to you by the NBBQA Barbecue News magazine. Our buddy over there, Kel Phelps, they got a little bit of news. So when you are hearing this, NBBQA is coming up this weekend. So I should have wrote the date on here, but it's this weekend. If you're listening to this and this just came out, it's this weekend. It's going to be super fun. And the Saturday is the Fire and Flavor event. So we will be there. We will be having a blast. I'm just going to give you the date. This
Do the
seems
date
ridiculous
because somebody's
not
going to
give
listen to this
somebody the
episode
date.
2
Yeah,
months from now, and they're
it's
going to be
shitty.
like, "Shit, I'm going to San Antonio." They're going to show up at that conference event. It's going to be like a bar mitzvah or something there.
Okay, yeah. It starts Wednesday. That is February 31st. The Fire and Flavors event, that's the open fire cooking thing. That's Saturday the 3rd. It's going to be a freaking ball. We're going to have a blast. And there's going to be a lot of cool people there. Lots of good food. And here's another little bit of barbecue news for you. The boys at GRABTHEBRISKET here were invited to be the MCs for the live fire event on Saturday. So we will be there.
I'm starting to work on my rhymes, so It's been a while.
MC James.
Right. It's been
Wicka wicka.
You know what that means, MC? So it's, I'm going to bring out the little DJ board that I have. My little Casio keyboard. It's going to be on.
It sounds like, okay, you should do that. It's a great idea. All right. Yeah. So we'll be out there. And then the only other couple of things I got here is the, which we've also mentioned, the Houston Rodeo Barbecue, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo
World Championship Barbecue Competition.
Yes, there it is.
It is the World Championship.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if everybody knows this, and I know there's a lot of people over there at the American Royal and the Jack, and but this is the World Championship. Just kidding. I broke the fourth dimension, John.
Fourth wall.
Fourth wall.
Anyways, that's February 22nd through the 24th. It's going to be a blast. We're going to be out there probably that Friday. James will be out there more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a volunteer. Moving on, Barbecue Austin. That's going to be March 1st through the 3rd. And really the 2nd is like the big day. That's that Saturday out there. There's going to be lots of folks out there. There's going to be live music. I don't think it costs very much to get in. I think it's pretty cheap. So come out there and hang out with us. And then once we're done turning in our meats and whatnot, we're going to go find some tent to drink beer and have a freaking blast. So.
Yeah, the cool thing about that is all the teams, they have concerts going on, and it's just a big fundraising event. So when you walk in, there's no cover to get in, but then there's freaking like Kevin Fowler playing, or there's last year we saw, drawing a blank here. Who did we saw? Was it
Sammy Kershaw?
Yep, Sammy Kershaw. We saw several other like Texas country artists or whatever. But it's a big event, so you go in, you got to buy beer. But every tent is pretty much available for you to go in. But you got to buy the drinks.
Did we buy drinks? I felt like it was all like part of it. I don't know.
Nah, I think you had to buy them.
Okay, I believe you.
Because every beer they sold was like.
Oh, that's right. I think they were taking like donations or something.
And donations,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a freaking blast. It really is. And the way that they do it, most competitions, you compete and then you hear if you won or not like that evening or that afternoon. This one, they don't do that. You don't hear it until the next morning. So all night, everybody's anticipating being grand champion. So everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's partying all night. I think it's a really cool way to do at least these big events like that. Like, you can't really bust out of there that night very easily anyway. So you might as well just have a good time, do it in the morning and get it over with. Yeah. It's super fun.
Love it.
It's probably one of my favorite cook-offs. So, anywho, I think that's all I got for the Hot Off the Grill barbecue news. We got a friend in the waiting room for us here. Or? Now we've got our buddy jumping in here, John Mann. This is Alaska BBQ Man, KCBS, SCA contest representative. Met him out at the Royal this past year. Awesome guy, maybe the best beard in barbecue. What's going on, John?
Oh, I'm actually sweating right now. I'm not coming to you from Alaska right now. We're on our we're snowbirding for the first time this year, and we kind of call it our barbecue snowbird. So we're all over the lower 48 doing barbecue stuff.
Love that.
That's pretty badass. Yeah, I looked earlier. I think it was probably like 3 degrees or 4 degrees, maybe negative degrees there in Alaska. So I was like, man, I really feel for him. But I'm glad you're in Florida, man. What's the weather like over there? You said you're sweating. Is it?
Yeah, back home it's 15 below, Eagle River, Alaska, and today at Lakeland, Florida, it's 85. So I have a exact 100-degree difference in temperatures from home to where we're at today.
That is fantastic. So if you live in Alaska, do you even own shorts or is it just pants all the time?
I'm in shorts pretty much the entire summer up there. It's a hot day for us up there. It's about 75 degrees, but oddly enough, it's hot at 75. I don't know how to explain that. There's some scientists that try to tell us why, the angle of the sun or something crazy. But I didn't pay that close attention when I was in high school with science, so I have no clue why. I just know that I sweat once it gets above 60. So anything above 60, I'm usually sweating.
Yeah, I like it cold, but for some reason, like inside air conditioning cold is a lot different from just outside cold. For me, I don't know what it is. Like the wife can have it set at like 69, 70 degrees inside the house. And I'm like, holy crap, this is cold. And then I go outside and it's like 60. And I'm like, oh, let me just turn the TV on and I'm out in the garage. I have a beer. I was like, this is perfect. I'm like short sleeve shirt.
Right.
Jeans, no big deal. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. That's weird.
Science, weather. I mean, we're not experts.
Science.
Exactly.
Maybe the humidity. I don't know. We turn our thermostat down to about 58 degrees in the wintertime while we sleep anyway. And some of that's trying to save money being cheap, but most of it just so we can sleep. I just got good news. The guy that we're renting an Airbnb from down here just texted us about an hour ago and said he turned the AC on at home. So hopefully I can sleep a little bit better tonight before
Nice.
the call kicks off this weekend.
Setting the heater at 58. Holy moly, that sounds painful, honestly. Yeah. I guess at night, if you're in bed, it's not too bad, but
True.
You have to get up at some point.
Yeah, I sleep with the window cracked open in the wintertime and a fan blowing on me. My wife's laying over there with 3 blankets and an electric blanket cranked on, and she's a little different. She gets cold at about 65 degrees. So we kind of battle with the thermostat a lot.
Yeah, I would lose that battle. My wife would kick my ass. So you say you're down in Florida. You're at some kind of barbecue competition?
Yeah, it's the Pig Fest. It's the 27th annual Pig Fest here in Lakeland, Florida. It's a KCBS Masters and backyard and a whole bunch of other stuff. Actually, it's one of the bigger ones. It's been on our list here to try to get to. We've got a lot of your big names. I won't name anybody just because I don't have permission to tell them they're here. But some of the big names from all over the U.S. are down here for this contest, and so it's a pretty big one. And if you follow KCBS, I know who Carolyn is, and she's down here helping rep. So when she shows up, it's a big contest, important place.
That's awesome. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about what you do at the KCBS up there in Alaska?
Okay, well, my wife and I are contest reps, so we pretty much don't want to toot our own horn here, but pretty much if anything happens with competitive cooking contests, whether it be steak or barbecue in Alaska, it pretty much goes through us. We're involved in it. We are the reps for KCBS, Kansas City Barbecue Society, and SCA for the Steak Cook-Off Association. And so we actually run the contest for both of those sanctioning bodies. And up there, it's all the same group of people, and so they all cook both of them, and all of our judges are cross-trained in all of them and all that. So we generally have a combined contest. We have to keep them on separate days by rules of being reps for different sanctioning bodies. We cannot have the contest on the same day, so that's a little bit of a hurdle that we have to jump through. But anyway, we have 3 or 4 KCBS events every year for the last couple of years, and we had, I believe, 4 SCA events last year.
Okay.
SCA is a little bit easier to travel for with the small grills, so we get a lot more traveling teams come up. We've had some of the big names, world champions come up and all that kind of stuff. So, and compete for SCA. We've only had a few traveling teams for KCBS so far, but that's what I'm hooking up with you guys. You guys got all the connections, right? So we're gonna get all these guys excited and come up and compete in their contest.
Hell yeah. So you said it's basically the same group of guys that are doing both, which I feel like it's a little bit of that everywhere, right?
Right.
Like if you're doing the barbecue at some point, you're gonna dabble in the steak, right? At least try it out. But what did you say? A group of guys? How big is this group of guys? How many cookers would you say there are in Alaska that compete?
Our big event is about 15 cooks.
Okay.
We're just getting started with the sanctioning side of things, and we've got 2 or 3 new cooks that have decided to start competing this year. Sadly enough, they're some of my better judges, and so I'm losing some judging bodies there too. But it's a little easier for us to get judges than it is to cook teams. But a big event for us is about 15, 15 SCA, and I would say 10 to 11. I think are bigger KCBS contests so far.
Well, shit, we need to come cook up there. We could be top 10.
Right.
That'd be pretty good.
Problem is we get our
right.
butts whooped by like 10 people. We're like, well, we're not good.
Yeah, we definitely need to get you guys up there, and we can do some live content up there, and maybe on the side of the Kenai River and catch some salmon or something, and have some fun.
No, that'd be
That
badass.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, John, how does the whole judging thing work as far as like getting other judges to come in to judge the KCBS competition? Do you have to certify them first, or do they have to be certified before they can go in and judge these competitions?
Okay, that's kind of a loaded question a little bit, but do they have to be certified to make it work? No, not 100%. My goal is to have 100% certified KCBS or SCA judges at every event, and I was able to pull that off this last year, which is pretty remarkable in what we have. As far as KCBS, what they call CBJ, Certified Barbecue Judge, we've held a couple different classes up there, and then we had let me ask my memory sitting over here, Michelle, my wife Michelle. Was there 3 or 4 different traveling judges? About 4 different traveling judges came up for KCBS and SCA this year, and one of them has almost 400 different contests that they have judged before, and we were his second to the last state for him to actually judge in. He hadn't done Hawaii yet because Hawaii hadn't had a contest, but between now and then, Hawaii has had their contest. He judged it, and so he's got all but one state, which is North Dakota, right? Yeah, I'm looking at my wife. North Dakota is the only one, and the only reason he hasn't judged that one is because they haven't had any sanctioned contest yet. So, a pretty remarkable deal. We certify them. I am certified to teach the SCA, the Steak Cook-Off Association classes, and so we try to have. I had 2 of them last year, I believe, last summer, and we actually, for KCBS, I am not certified yet to instruct the CBJ classes, and so for that we have to fly certified reps in. I don't know if you know of Rich and Bunny Tuttle, but they are personal friends of us. They've been doing this now for about 35 years, and so they have been doing it a long time. So we flew them up, and they taught a couple classes this summer for us, and we're getting about another 20 plus trained judges this year up there. But so total, I would say we probably have somewhere around 30 certified judges in the state of Alaska. About 5 or 6 of those are actually cook teams, and so I don't get to use them because we need them competing, right?
Right. Exactly.
So
It's
I'm
tricky.
I'm limited to about let's call it 20 certified judges, and so it's challenging at times, but With the smaller teams, I can get by with using 2 tables of 6 judges for KCBS. But there's a lot more hands that need to be, and more bodies we need for help with that. And so I need probably about 16 people to really pull it off. And so you can imagine trying to get 16 out of 20 committed and showing up on time and all that kind of stuff, and no family emergencies. It can be challenging at times. So, but we got a good
tricky
group of them. Yeah.
So you got to, I assume ahead of time, you've got to reach out to all these judges and be like, hey, I want to plan a contest. When can we do it? When are you all available? Or how does that work?
Most of that is done by what's called the organizer. That would be, let's say, Grab'em wanted to do a contest in Alaska. They'd call and say, hey, we want to do a contest. We're thinking here, we got our site. Here's the dates we're thinking about. Are you available as a rep to do that? Is kind of the first step. And then we pretty much just plan it accordingly with that. And then we start bringing, calling people and recruiting judges to get them done. There's a couple different processes for both of the sanctioning bodies that happens. SCA, the people just jump online. It hits the website 90 days. Yeah, 90 days ahead of the contest. If you're a certified judge, you can jump on there and sign up and you're in. KCBS, it's actually the decision of the organizer, has final decision. So you can jump on and say, I want to judge. And then it's ultimately open to the organizer to say, okay, I want you, and you, right? And then at that point, they send a confirmation email out that says, okay, you've been accepted. Here's the dates and times we need you here. Please confirm. And then it goes on from there. So it's a couple different processes. But there's a lot of recruiting that goes on. And what's nice is the judges, it's easier to travel as a judge. Every event we go to down here, 4, 5, 6 times a day, somebody comes up, I really love to come to Alaska and I want to come and judge. And so getting people to travel up to judge is a lot easier than getting them to come up and compete in barbecue.
Right.
So, being able, if we can put 4, 5, 6 traveling judges in there, we're usually okay with things for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what you got to do is you got to trick them to come up. Tell them they're going to be judges, but as soon as they get there, you're like, hand them a grill. Go, oh, hey, you're competing.
Well, that's what I was planning to do with you guys.
Right, exactly.
Up there, and then, oh, by the way, here's a couple Weber kettles, and there's your steak. Good luck.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I am 100% down for that.
Do you guys? I always thought, like, again, I've never been to Alaska, so everything that I see about Alaska is probably everything that I've just like seen on TV or social media.
Mostly polar bears and mooses.
Yeah, you're just dodging polar bears and mooses and stuff like that. So, but are there any challenges as far as like, I don't know, getting like the barbecue wood, the briskets? I know. I see challenges. Like I got a buddy that moved a state over to I think it was Missouri, and he just could not find a decent brisket anywhere. I think he had to go to Costco, maybe I don't know if Sam's are out there or whatever. I was like, but that was like 40 miles away that he had to drive to go to find a decent piece of meat. Any roadblocks or challenges that you guys have to jump hurdles there in Alaska?
Well, first of all, let's dispel the myth that we all live in igloos and we take we dog sled to work.
I told you, John.
I thought for sure.
And all the Alaska shows you see on TV, I believe about 10% of it. The rest is Hollywood stuff on it. But we have Walmarts. We do have Costco's. Sam's Club pulled the trigger on us and moved out, so we don't have Sam's Club anymore. But we have let's call them high-end butcher shops, right? The custom butcher shops that you can buy meat and we have this thing that's called Amazon.
Mhm. We got the internet, so we could
Yeah.
just pretty much buy anything we need.
Yeah, Amazon Prime is a lifesaver for us up there until they figure out that it costs more to ship up there than it did the profit that they made selling an item, and then they usually shut us off. But anyway,
Right.
Snake River Farms and all those guys will ship up there. Some of the guys are buying Wagyu briskets. I've got a couple. Let's just call it competitors that have a little deeper pockets than the rest of them, so they're buying some Wagyu. Most of our competitive are buying Prime, Costco, usually. Um, that's what I would buy unless I just buy a choice brisket from Walmart and throw it, go with it. But probably why mine don't turn out very well. But as far as smart chicken and all that, we can get the same stuff. It's just a little more pricey just on the shipping. Our logistics of shipping is really what handcuffs us the most up there. I'm been trying. We can get into the details later, but been trying to get equipment up there for our nonprofit and our kids program that we started. Getting drums up there. Oddly enough, not oddly enough, but one of your sponsors, SmokerBuilder.com, Frank Cox, is an old hunting buddy of mine from way back. We connected, and his Super 55 drum kits are the easiest way for us to get things up there, the cheapest. I have 6 drums up there right now. I'm trying to get a total of 12 by this year. For teams that want to come up, we'll have those drums available for them to cook on, and so they can just ship their meat or bring it with them or whatever they want to do, and we'll have all their equipment there for them ready to go. As long as I don't have 5 or 6 teams coming up, then they'll get 3 or 4 drums. But if I get 4 teams, they're probably only going to get 3, and 6 teams, I'm only going to give them 2. I just I don't have the funding right now or the equipment, to give all 6 teams that want to come up 4 drums.
Right.
That's a lot of money and a lot of storage and a big ass trailer to haul everything back and forth to the events. So we're working on that side of it, but it's still in the small step sides of it. But
Well, that's a really cool thing to offer, though, for teams that want to fly in. Because, you're right, like if you want to barbecue, especially if you're doing KCBS and you need to smoke a brisket, it's hard to travel with Johnny and June or big
Right.
offset it with you. So if you got the smoker up there available and you can just roll in and, hey, I need to rent a couple of drums for a cook off or whatever it
Right.
is, that's pretty cool.
Can you imagine just like wheeling that Super 55 into the airport and you have all your like your luggage, just like all
Inside
your
of it?
clothes inside? No, it's what's my carry on?
Yeah, this will fit.
Sir, you're gonna have to check
Yeah.
that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it fit on the last one.
Right.
that's a good idea for Frank for a new accessory, is a luggage tag for the side of your 55-gallon drum.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Hey, you barely touched on it there a little bit. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. You got a nonprofit, AK Barbecue Inc. Let's hear about that.
All right, so we started that kind of two phases. The main focus we have for it is trying to get kids introduced to competitive cooking, and I say it that way because I don't want to just say into barbecue comps, right? Because we do steak also, and there's a ton of ancillaries usually that are affiliated with all these contests, and so any involvement we can get with the youth, kids, all the way to young adults, get them introduced into the cooking. Sorry for the noise here. I am outside at the contest, and there's a big
You're
old
good.
driving by. But so we started this nonprofit. My wife and I. It's AK BBQ Inc. So Alaska BBQ Incorporated, and it's primarily for just that. We want to get the kids going. So we're trying to do classes. We're sponsoring all the Kids Q programs up here. We bought a bunch of new equipment. We've had some of it donated. One of the contests that we did this last season, we had 14 brand new kids cooking in. Well, one of them was an experience. Let me rephrase that. So 13 new kids jumped in and cooked on our brand new Webers, Weber kettles, to get just cheaper and easier to get going. And so we had them cook pork chops and had 3 different age divisions, basically elementary, middle school, and high school. It's kind of how we broke it down. And so anyway, that's to help fund that program and to utilize some of the equipment also that we need for our classes. Is when we came up with the idea, hey, if we can use this equipment, if we can get Stretch, if you're listening to this, you need to get up to Alaska. We've been talking about it for 2 years now, but he has a buddy that lives up there, so I think he's going to be my first one. But to get Stretch to come up there and cook at one of our contests or anybody else, we'll be able to provide drums, tables, chairs, coolers, tents, whatever they're going to need, logistic wise, and have it right there at the event for them. They don't even have to haul anything. They just fly into Anchorage, rent a car if we can't find them one to borrow, and then what we're doing, we're $250 to $300 for the whole contest to rent all that stuff. And so we take that funds and turn right around and put it back into the kids program to help buy the meat for classes or help buy additional equipment, and or hopefully someday purchase a big enclosed trailer that we can put all this stuff in and keep it all in a storage trailer. Make it easier for everybody. But that's kind of the gist of it. We are working with. Matter of fact, I was talking to Carolyn Wells just about 30 minutes ago at KCBS and talking about the military. We have a huge military base right next to our hometown, and trying to get military teams involved. And so we're kind of working that avenue a little bit too, and trying to utilize some of the equipment, for them also.
That's
So
a great idea.
Yeah.
we started a GoFundMe thing on there. I think I sent you guys the link.
Yep, we'll have that posted down below for you folks, and any of the links as well for you to find all this information. But I love that. So the barrels that the teams that come up and use, they can rent those, and then that money goes towards the nonprofit for the kids.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's super cool. That's such a good idea. I really want to go cook in Alaska. Let me ask you this: most of these competitions, I'm assuming, are in the summer.
Yeah, our competition, our first one, we call it Break Up, Shake Up. It's been the first one every year. I'm assuming we're going to do it. It's a small one. It would be similar to what you'd call a backyard down here, chicken and ribs. And we'll usually do another ancillary, but it's usually the last weekend in April. And the reason we call it Break Up, Shake Up, that's about the time the ice on the rivers are melting enough where they start breaking loose and floating down the river. And the majority of the snow on the ground, I don't know about this year, but majority of the snow, we have record snowfall up there so far this year. Our house alone has had over 82 inches of snowfall this winter so far. And so it's going to take a while this year to thaw everything out. But anyway, so you could safely say May through August is kind of we can go into September, but that's kind of when my wife and I are try to get started with our traveling. American Royal usually in the end of September. However, we got an extra month this year. I guess they changed it to the Halloween weekend.
Yeah, that's something.
So that's going to be a blessing to us. We can come down a little bit later, but anyway. Yeah, the hunting season too. August, caribou hunting starts up, and right into moose season, and there's waterfowl season in there, and just about anything else you want to try to cook, kill, and grill. Right?
I was just gonna ask. I bet you guys cook some different stuff up there. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever cooked a moose.
Well, yeah, it would be a fun ancillary to do. It's just people like their moose meat enough. It'd be kind of hard to get them to let go of a bunch of steaks, moose steaks,
Mm.
to do. We do have a farm up here that raises yak, and so I am planning on trying to reach out to them to sponsor an ancillary, and so we want to have the Great Alaska Yak Off.
There it is.
See if we can do that as an ancillary and have them provide the yak meat and everything.
Yeah. Pun intended.
One of our favorite, one of our more popular ancillaries we do is salmon, of course. We have an abundance of access to fresh salmon up there. Matter of fact, I don't know if you got to eat any of it at the Royal, but we brought 80 pounds of fresh salmon down
Nope.
to share with all of our friends and family down here. I'll try this next year to save you guys some. It's all gone now, man.
Just swing through Houston first.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh man.
Now I'm sure that I can get a mailing address from you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can barter. Maybe we can send a little brisket your way. And
Right. Yeah. Let's do that.
I'll trade pound for pound salmon for beef any day of the week.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
let's do it.
it.
Yeah, I mean the nonprofit sounds pretty badass. Like, I mean, we've had other people on the podcast. Can't think of the gentleman's name, but he works with. He's got a team here in Texas that he works with, and I think they won one of the huge competitions that they have for the Texas teams. But being able to work with these kids and getting them interested in doing the competition barbecues and getting them interested in just cooking, grilling, and learning that skill and that, I mean, my goodness, dude, I wish they had it when I was growing up. I mean, I didn't get it into cooking or grilling until probably into college area or right after college. And then that's when I kind of started my little learning barbecue game or whatever. But I kind of wish there was I would have been in like a freaking double Letterman jacket. You'd have like a pair of tongs on my back or something like
on there.
brisket patches. Like it's like the college football players. You just like little stickers all over your helmet. Dude, I have like 500 briskets on there.
Little grand champion stickers.
Yeah. The other kids look by and they go, "Holy shit, man! That guy had a lot of brisket stickers."
Yeah, that would. They didn't have it. They had some culinary classes and stuff like that when I was in high school. But I was busy chasing girls and playing football all the way through college. That's kind of all my focus was. And my smoking grilling was hot dogs and hamburgers. Until I got a little bit more educated and older, I guess. Then started slowly getting into it. And we actually just got into judging to start with, because I wanted to learn how to cook better, to grill, smoke better. And then it turned into seeing how unorganized and I don't want to throw everybody under the bus, but how unorganized and how inconsistent everything was with the judging process in Alaska. And so we reached out and figured out how we could fix that. And KCBS sanctifying body was the way to do that. And so we got recruited heavily to jump in and do that. We decided to do it. And then my buddies Ken and Brett were up there for our SCA contest and begged and pleaded and bought me drinks and all kinds of stuff to talk us into doing the SCA.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, exactly. And so we dove into that. Our goal with this whole kids thing, selfish goal I would put, was to try to get a high school team to where we can have at least enough contests where we can declare a state champion in high school and get that high school team down to the lower 48 to compete in the national high school barbecue. Association contest. I think it's in Branson this year, I believe. I'm not for sure when, but it would be awesome if we could, do that. There's going to be a ton of fundraising that has to be done for the logistics of bringing 4 or 5 kids and equipment and all that stuff, down. But right now, my goal, I look at it. I'm a retired school teacher. That's the last job I had of many, and so working with kids is a passion of mine. And I coached at the high school level for several years and really enjoyed that. And so being able to get kind of back affiliated with that is kind of a goal also. So we're trying to reach out to the culinary teachers in the high schools and the local colleges and job corps actually too, and some of the FFA teachers and all that to try to develop some interest in it and get it going. And once we do that, if we can, get that interest built, then I think, that's we've got the battle won right there. Then they're coming to us. We want more classes, and I just know, me going on and putting a class for kids, they're going to see this old guy with a big beard standing up there talking to them, and they're gonna clock out about halfway into it. So my goal is to try to get some of these younger, let's call them child prodigies, if you will, that are in the cooking and competing right now. I'm sure Riley with Steak Princess.
Yeah.
We had her on.
Love to get her up here. Caden Blake, I'm sure you guys know who Caden is.
Yep.
Becoming pretty close with him and his family. I would love to try to get the funding and the money together to get them up here, and I'll put the class on, but have them actually be there and teaching and showing, and telling their story. Hey, this is what I did to get into it. And I really feel that the kids seeing that are going to be like, man, I could do that. If they can do it, I can do it. All I need is a grill, right? And we get enough sponsorships. We get them out there. They win their first contest, and we get them a grill for the grand prize, or however we can work stuff out like that. Then I think we get the ball rolling, and it just. I know we're in Alaska, and it's kind of a pun, but the snowball starts going from there, right?
Yeah, I love it. Anything you can do to get back, and if there's anything we can ever do to help with that kind of stuff, I mean, obviously we'll do what we can, right?
Yeah. John owns an airplane, so
It's true. I got all the
he
airplanes.
could just fly up whenever he wants.
Whenever you need me. I mean, Southwest doesn't fly to Alaska yet, but I bet they will in the next couple of years. As soon as they do, I can fly up there free whenever you need me.
Yeah. Well, we've got the notorious Alaska Airlines up there that the doors fly off on mid-flight. So that's
Air conditioning.
Yeah, that's all fun. Yeah.
we actually love Alaska Airlines. I want you to be one of our sponsors. So we love you and all that.
Yeah. It's
Perfect. Hey, Raul, cut that.
Right. It's an anomaly.
No, I like to have a lot of fun. You guys, I love watching your broadcast and your podcast, whatever they're called, and just enjoy the lightheartedness and the stuff you guys put on. I've learned a couple things too, mainly that that you guys think Texas barbecue is the best in the world. I don't know. I'm born and raised in Kansas City, but oddly enough, I'm not a huge Kansas City barbecue fan. I don't like the sweet sauce, so that's usually Kansas City style. Now the burnt ends, not burnt. I burn ribs. They burn ends. Yeah. Burnt ends, definitely. I think Kansas City's got your hands down, but the Texas brisket, I argue with my Texas guys up there in Alaska all the time, but I gotta admit that a good Texas brisket is hard to beat. So I'll give you the brisket anyway.
We'll take that W.
Yeah.
Hey, John, we appreciate you, and we're definitely going to put all the contact information that you got for me, and if you have any more, you can send it to me. We'll put it in there down below for folks to find the GoFundMe and all that stuff, because we definitely want to help. We want to grow. We want to see some Alaska boys and girls down here competing with us. And I'm serious. Like, I want to go compete in Alaska. I think that'd be super fun.
Well, before I jump off here, let me just give a shout out to Bears Den Barbecue was our state champion this year and got invited to the Jack. They picked up a ringer with one of our other cooks and added him to their team to come down and believe it or not, first time down to the Jack. And we just thought, man, if we can just hear their name, it would be cool. Yeah. And Big J's Barbecue, Jason, he cooked their dessert for him and freaking took GC the dessert, first place in dessert.
Wow.
Alaska.
That's amazing.
And it was just crazy. And then they actually got, what was it, seventh place call in pork too. So those guys did an awesome job. They're sponsored by Three Bears Alaska, which is a local grocery store chain up there. And, they're one of our big sponsors up there too, providing meat and stuff for a lot of our contests. So this is a shout out to those guys. Congratulations. Proud of you. And NSCA, I guess I should mention them too. Smoky Hayes Barbecue. So Tracy Hayes in the open, what do they call it? The Cowtown Classic at the World Championship SCA. Tracy Hayes, the dad, placed 5th in his division, and his 14-year-old son took 7th in his division. So he had father and son on the stage in the top 10 of their divisions in the Cowtown Classic at the World Champion. So we got some good cooks.
Love that.
But we'd love to have you guys come up and try your hand at it and see if you can knock some of our guys off.
Yeah. Hey, we'll give it a shot. That sounds amazing to me.
Yeah.
Real quick, your social media, it's at AK BBQ Man. Is that right?
Yeah, AK BBQ MANN. That's my last name. 2 N. Yeah,
Right.
AK BBQ MANN, and that's Facebook and Instagram both, and it's also our email too at gmail.com. So anybody who needs to reach out, jump on there, follow us, and stay up to date with everything we're doing.
Perfect. Hey, John, we appreciate you jumping on with us. Enjoy that warm weather over there in Florida because it's still cold over here.
Yeah, I will. I don't know when this is going to air, but we're headed to NBBQA next weekend, so we'll see you guys over there. I know you're going to be there.
We'll be there.
Am I mistaken, or are you guys competing in steak?
We are. Jan, his brother, he's not here tonight, but he's going to be out there doing his thing. So we'll see.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
It'll be a good party if nothing else.
Yeah, that's for sure. If nothing else, we're going to have a ball. I promise you that. Promise you that.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for the invite.
All right, thanks, brother. You have
John,
a good night.
appreciate it, brother.
Smoking meats isn't just cooking, it's an art form. The aroma, those deep flavors, the patience, it's a whole experience.
And behind every great artist, there's the right set of tools. If you're aiming to build your own barbecue pit or dreaming of a custom design tailored just for you, SmokerBuilder.com has your back.
Led by Frank Cox, their expertise is unmatched. Offering blueprints, kits, and insights, they turn every barbecue dream into a flavorful reality.
Imagine your backyard, the center of attention, and at the heart of it, a smoker that's uniquely yours.
It's more than just equipment. It's about crafting those unforgettable moments. And with the guidance of Frank and his team, you're setting the stage for magic.
So whether you're a seasoned pitmaster or taking your first steps into the smoky world,
Head over to SmokerBuilder.com, fill up your carts, and be sure to use the promo code GRABTHEBRISKET in all caps to receive your 10% discount. Smoke on.
threw down some ribs last night, used the Chicks That Smoke spicy rub, mind blown.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like the Chicks That Smoke spicy barbecue all-purpose rub, dude, it is a game changer for sure.
Yeah, if you folks have not given it a shot, you need to.
Honestly, your barbecue will thank you.
Chicks That Smoke, it's at SUCKLEBUSTERS.com. Bro, you know that new Dalstrong knife I just got?
The ridiculously sharp one that I almost cut myself on? Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But seriously, it made such a difference in my grilling. Every cut is so clean and precise.
And it's true what they say, a sharp knife is actually a safer knife.
That's accurate. And if our listeners want a new badass knife, they need to go check out Dalstrong.
We got a discount link below right in our podcast description, and just be careful, they are sharp.
Dalstrong, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Dave. host of the Beer in Front podcast. Every week, I'll talk about a beer that maybe we've forgotten along the way while we're getting those check-ins and badges. Sometimes I'm going to talk about a new beer that has potential to be a classic. You could check out the podcast wherever you listen, or you could catch videos over on YouTube and TikTok. Remember, sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet. Cheers!
And now it's time for Frank Knows What's Wrong With It. As always, send in your questions to 434-829-2299 or shoot us an email at info@grabtheminthebrisket.com.
Hey guys, Frank Cox here. I'm back with another question from Dennis F. I got to look down and read it because there's a lot to it. I've heard that it's actually easier to maintain temperature on bigger offsets than on small ones. Is that true? Why? Great question. There's actually a lot to this. So we're going to try to take it easy on you. And if you want the full answer, I highly recommend you go over to smokerbuilderu.com and we can dive in on the topic in there. But anyway, if you've heard this, it is absolutely true. And the reason is because of this 8th grade science thing called thermal mass. So thermal mass is equal to the density of something, or not just the weight, but really how dense it is in such a small thickness, let's say. So we're talking about steel here. So the thicker the steel plate is, the more density it has, especially if it's something like, stainless is much more dense, it's heavier. A36 carbon steel is really thick and heavy. That's what you normally have people build pits out of. So the density number of that material, there's a formula you can use. You don't need to know it. You can just accept what the smart lab guy said it is, but you can actually calculate the BTU's capacity that it has to store that temperature up as you cook. Now what happens is, as wind blows across something, we get this thing called heat of rejection. So the thicker the material is, the more BTUs it can store. Therefore, when you get things like wind blowing across it, or maybe a sprinkling rain or something like that down on your firebox, it won't be as affected by that to drop temperature as quick. It'll be easy to recover the air temperature inside the pit. Now, when you get into thinner materials, such as an air compressor tank, those are typically 1/8 of an inch thick, or something like an Oklahoma Joe's, Old Country Pits, anything you get that's like at a box store of some kind. For instance, Academy, Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that. Those are sold to be replaceable. They don't intend for those to last a long time. Some people have great results with those things and have figured them out. But other people are like, my gosh, I can't get away from this thing fast enough. The reason for that is that they're so affected by temperature change and wind issues and leaks and all of that stuff, they just can't bankroll or store up the amount of heat that it needs in order to not be affected by those temperature swings. That helps with your recovery time, if I haven't already said that. So anyway, there you go. That's my answer. It absolutely matters, and they are easier to cook on simply because they can store the heat longer. Now, just because I said that, don't go out and make yourself a pit out of like 3/4 inch thick plate. It's not practical because there's a downside to how thick it is. If it's too thick, then you wind up taking too much BTUs to get to that capacity. It's going to take so many BTUs to get that thing hot enough that it's going to take you a long time to heat it up. So what's my official opinion on the best thickness? 1/4 inch. If it's an offset stick burner, 1/4 inch all day long. Don't insulate it because I do want to get some heat of rejection. So anyway, Dennis, great question. If you guys have anything like this you want to ask, let's go. Send your questions into the Brisket Boys, and I'll be happy to cover them here on the show. If for any reason your question is answered, you'll be entered into a giveaway. I'll let the Brisket Boys tell you more.
Okay, that's like for me, that's a bucket list trip. I would love to go to Alaska and cook something.
Yeah, I like what John's doing up there in Alaska with the nonprofit with the kids and doing the all the competitions. It's a region that he's growing it, right? And I'm sure everybody's going to be thankful for it for years to come, because once you get that initiated, I mean, it's just going to be
Right.
It's going to take off.
You got to start somewhere.
Correct.
It's crazy because it's a huge state. Like it's huge. It's the biggest, but there's not a ton of people up there, so it's hard. Like he's like, there's like maybe 20 teams. Like that's tough. That's tough to get them all together because they're not. I'm sure they're not all in the same town. So,
I doubt it. Yeah. And I meant to ask John if he like brushed up on his Russian. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I had a couple more questions I wanted to ask him too, but I just
What happens if there's some teams that start sneaking in there? Like, ugh, well, Slovenia, we're here to cook brisket.
I cook with the brisket.
Right? Like, beat it. You're trying to take us over again. We're not trying to get Red Dawn situation over here. So
Was that an Italian accent?
I don't know what it was.
Did I sound Italian?
Yeah.
You know
Forget
what?
about it.
It's the brisket. You know what?
A lot of my accents just blend together unless it's Australian, and then that comes in. Even that just turns into, is that Australian or is that New Zealand? I don't know.
I think Raul's making fun of us. Hey, we got a couple of quick mail calls. We get mail all the time, and we rarely bring them in. But I felt like, you know what, the heck, we don't have. Let's do some mail here real quick.
Show and tell, guys.
Try not to show my address if I can help it. But this is from Cock-a-Doodle Q, and it looks like it's show them how to strut, brine, and injection. And this is, like I said, I'm literally pulling these out of the packages right now. I have not tried any of this, so. Cock-a-doodle Q?
Yeah, I don't know why you emphasize the first word of that.
Yeah, he
What
did.
do you mean?
I noticed it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Maybe it's just
There's no hyphen.
Something wrong with your ears. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know. It's a brine injection. I'm assuming that's for chicken.
Yeah.
But I'll reach out and get some more information about how exactly we should be using it. But it looks good.
Doodle Q. Let's go.
Doodle Q. Okay. The next one we got here is from Jimmy's Sauces. 6-gun grill seasoning. This is an interesting bottle. I've never seen a bottle like this before.
Hey, I could smell that from over here. Is it? Was it that or your other one?
It wasn't the Cock-a-doodle Q, I don't think. Oh, nope, there it is. Smells good. And then in this box, there's also some 6-gun grill. Is this the same thing? 6-gun grill seasoning?
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. Maybe this is a refill. I don't know. I guess this is the same. It's just come in the package. It smells good.
It smells really good.
Did you put some on your finger and taste it?
I did not.
Okay, that's fine. We're obviously going to try this stuff and report back to you, but I thought we'd just share a little mail call because we haven't done that in a minute. It looks like we'll be cooking chicken because this all looks like chicken stuff for me. So, James?
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the allergens list on this thing. Yeah, the allergens list, and no knock on that stuff. I can't wait to try it, but it's allergens. Celery may contain cow's milk, eggs, mustard, soy, wheat gluten. Allergens. So
yeah, I can eat all that shit. So
yeah,
I'm good. Little resealable bag. It's cool. Maybe we should get some bags like this for some of the seasonings you've been working on. I like how the back of it has like the what we call a step and repeat, whatever. Okay. Anyway,
pretty neat.
It smells really good. Really good. I didn't smell the Cock-a-doodle Q, but I'm sure it smells good too.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, we're going into the grabbing the brisket beer review.
You could have backed this up, Raul. I mean, we needed that little extra baritone or
I don't want to embarrass you guys. I don't want to put you out of shame.
Yeah,
man.
it probably would have been embarrassing.
This is what I do at nights.
After we leave,
yeah.
This is actually a studio for your
He busts out the piano.
R&B album or what? What's going on?
Yeah.
Thanks
Remember what I
joining
mentioned
us today.
Sultry.
This goes out to my woman.
Oh, he's turning red.
All right, so what are we working with?
Well, you brought this, but I can tell you right now, this is a Martin House beer. I can recognize that little wrap anywhere. They always do a good job on the wraps. She got leaves and shit in her hair, though. You notice that?
So we've had this name. They've used this name before on the. We had a mint one.
Queen of the Mist?
Queen of the Mist.
Oh, really?
It was like Queen of the Mint. I think that's what it was called.
I feel like you're making that up.
No, it was Queen of the Mist or Queen of the Mint. I think it was mint because the can was all green. I mean, and I'm
I
saying
remember
that
a mint
because
one.
they have it sitting right next to this one.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a whiskey and wine barreled aged plum sour.
We saw their barrel aged facilities up there. It was impressive. It was
So I'm
pretty
just
cool.
curious. So they age it for a while in a whiskey barrel, and then they transfer it over to a wine barrel, and then age it longer. How does that process work?
I don't freaking know. You're asking the wrong dude, Raul.
Is the top half wine and the bottom half?
Yeah, I think
Whiskey?
when they make the barrel, they're like interchanging the little pieces of wood. Some of them are whiskey, some of them are wine.
They broke the whole barrel down.
Yeah.
And
And
just
then
have
they
all
put
the
it back
slats
together.
and just like alternated all the
Yes.
pieces. That's beautiful, man.
They did a good job.
You
I'm
guys
sure.
are killing it.
10.5% alcohol by volume, 17.6 on the OGs, which I'm sure I still don't know what that means. 11 IBUs, so no bitterness on this one. Brewed on June 14th, 2023. So June, it must have been in the barrel for what, 7 months? Yeah, 'cause it's labeled 2024, so they just come out with them.
There it is. We're almost getting us in the mood here.
This is background music for this.
Sorry, that was a Martin House website.
Oh yeah,
When I just clicked on it, it came on.
they got one of those MySpace pages where music just plays when you click on it.
What's your top 8?
That was weird. I've never had that happen before.
Sure. That's what you tell all the girls. Ooh. It says 100% unblended. Good Lord, that's sour.
Ooh, I wonder. Okay, so it says so the original Queen was the first barrel aged fruited sour that they've ever brewed there at Martin House. This version is unique as it was aged 7 months in a mix of whiskey and wine barrels. So I'm thinking what they did is they had half the brew in wine barrels and half the brew in whiskey, and then that just all got dumped into a mix and then
Combined?
produced this. I could be just talking out my ass. I have no clue if that's true or not.
How do they do, this is my question, how do they do the bubbles? Like when you keep them in a barrel or whatever, and then when you go to bottle them, like it's got to be getting shaken up and shit. Like how do they still have the bubbles in there? They have the bubbles after? How does that work? You know, like if you have it in a wine barrel and then you have it in a whiskey barrel and then you combined it, it's going to get all fizzy and shit. Isn't it going to lose all the fizz? How does that work?
I have no clue.
Okay. You know what I'm saying, Raul?
Right.
Yeah, but I thought he was going to give a legitimate answer. He just looks at you like, I don't know.
I imagine it's like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory when they put like the fizzy Lipton shit in the drink. So that's what I'm gonna go with. They just got like one of the master Charlie Wonka brewers over there. He just like each
Maybe
can.
they use tubes or something and it never like touches there. Maybe they're not
I imagine it probably
dumping
still
shit.
ferments and it still probably produces the carbon dioxide that produces the bubbles. I mean,
Okay.
Have y'all tried Martin House, the sour pickled beer?
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
one of the first ones we did.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. How about the salty lady goose?
The goes. Yeah.
Ghost?
Yeah, we've done.
I
would
think we got
say
some at the house. I don't think we've
We've probably tried. I should go look. I bet we've tried close to 100 Martin House beers.
Oh, yeah.
We've done a lot of Martin House beers. We've done probably at least a half a dozen different pickle beers, versions of their pickle beer. They've done a grape one. They've done spicy. They've done a Bloody Mary. They've done a bunch of them. So
yeah.
we like Martin House.
Yeah, fantastic
Sponsorship.
brewery. Yeah, we've been trying.
We've been up there their brewery twice and recorded with them. It's a good time.
So I rolled into AGB to pick up our beer review, and of course they have the gal that, and she may be a fan of the show. I don't know. Maybe she listens. So she's like, I'm looking at beers, and there was one like it was Deadhead, some brewery up in North States area. And it was like Deadheads. It was very just kind of like a Grateful Dead vibe of these cans. Like, oh, pretty cool. So I was trying to look up a little bit about it. They didn't have any Sixers, so it was a 12-pack. I was like, well, I'm not buying a whole 12-pack of this
Right.
shit. But she's like, can I help you out? You need help with anything, sir? And I'm like,
I drink more than you do, lady.
I'm a professional. I just hand her my card. I'm like, we beer review. Do you need any help?
Right.
And
Can I
I'm
help
sitting
you?
there going through and trying to look at some of the stuff that we're really just trying to find a beer we haven't really reviewed yet.
Right.
And this couple rolls by, and he was looking for like an orange can. He's like, that's the only thing he really had to go with. Oh, it was like an orange can or something. So maybe he went somewhere else and got something. But I think it was part of the 11 Below brewery. So she was helping out, but I mean, I felt kind of like,
I'll take it from here, man.
yeah, I was like, you're stepping on my ground here. I've already helped plenty of people out here. It's like, where's my name tag at? You know what I mean? But
You should have worn your rodeo vest. I'm a volunteer. This beer is something, James. It's very, very tart.
very tart.
It's tart to the point where it's 10.5% alcohol, and I don't taste any alcohol. I just taste tart. It's really tart.
You definitely get a little bit of the wine taste of the wine. And I mean, I know it has plum flavor, plum fruit, but definitely that wine is peeking through a little bit more than what I would say the whiskey. I guess maybe a combination of both is what pumps that alcohol percentage up.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I mean,
I don't hate it either, honestly. And I used to have more issues with sour than this. As long as it doesn't give me a stomach ache, I'll be okay with it. I smell the wine. Like when I go to drink it, like the, what do you call it, the head on it, it is, or no, the bouquet. The bouquet? Yeah. It's got a winey thing going on. I don't taste any of the barrel stuff. I guess that's just in the punch you get tomorrow morning. I don't know. It's good. It's I don't know. You go first. I don't know.
I imagine this is probably going to be one of those beers that I like the further I get down on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm right there with you. The more I drink it, the more I like it. The first drink, I was like, oh my God, what the hell? We should have split one. But
Yeah. I've never really been a fan of the sour beers. There's some in the very beginning that we tried that were just so just sour and just bitter. And maybe with this having the higher alcohol content, that kind of like balances that out.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, I'm just sucking on like a freaking one of the sour candies or whatever it is.
Warhead.
A warhead where I'm like, I don't enjoy this. It's not pleasant to me whatsoever. This is actually pretty good. I mean, for someone that it's like, it gives you a little bit of that wine flavor, that little white wine smell. I'm like, okay, I can, with the carbonation, I was like, okay, I'm kind of digging that, but I'm not digging it to extent where we're going to blow this out of the water. You know what I mean? I don't remember what I rated snake venom last week, but it's definitely higher than snake venom.
You rated snake venom a 6.
6.
Which is a bold-faced lie, because that was garbage.
It was a 6 as far as like...
If there was a bourbon, maybe.
Right.
It was awful. It tastes like shit. Sorry, Alex.
Right.
I appreciate it, Alex. It was
It's
fun
like,
to try. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's like, so I was watching, the family's been watching Shameless. You ever watch that show? Mm-hmm. So I guess Frank, the character Frank Gallagher, he goes in a hospital, almost dies. He gets a new liver. And so he gets back and he started brewing his own beer. And he comes with his ideas. I'm gonna if they say, hey, you can have one beer a day. And he's like, okay, one beer. So now he comes up with the idea.
Strongest beer
I'm
ever.
gonna make the strongest beer in the world. And so he does, and he's throwing like bacon scraps in there. He's like, everything is going to this fermenting pot.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it's like, now he's just goes into leftovers in the fridge and like everything. I was like, I don't think you're supposed to brew beer with this stuff. It's like, but anyways, so he creates his brew, and it's like 130 proof.
Oh my
So
God.
it's pretty much like
Yeah.
the snake venom, and he drinks it, and he's like, great. Everybody else drinks it and like spits the shit out. And that's pretty much just what we had this past weekend.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think if you drank that whole sifter, the one that Alex got us, I think if you drank a whole one of those, man, you're going to be,
screwed up.
yeah.
Yeah. I did the math. I can't remember what it was now. I want to say the 12-ounce bottle, I can't remember. I want to say it equaled out to drinking like 14 beers or some shit like that. It was ridiculous. It was a lot. And I did they have like a little alcohol calculator online. It was all the beer. It was too much. Mm-hmm. It would that's why there's a warning label on it. If somebody tried to just drink one of those, you're going to get alcohol poisoning probably. I mean, if you drink it fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
I watched a video. Somebody was like doing at a party, pulled a bottle of water and just started chugging it. It's like when you're trying to get that cool, crisp bottle of water, and he drinks like half of it, and as soon as he pulls it off his lips, he's like, "That was vodka."
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Internet. I'm kind of digging this, so I'm gonna probably go about 7.8. Yeah, I like this.
Okay. I don't know why that sounded so much higher than the score I'm going to give, but 7.8. I was going to say, and I am going to say, it's good. It is fruity. The more I drink it, the more I like it. I'm getting past some of the tartness and getting some of the fruit flavors, and it is really tasty. The first couple drinks, I was like, what? I don't know if I can drink all this. I like it. I'm going to go 7.1.
All right.
But I don't understand why it felt like the gap between 7.1 and 7.8 just sounded like a lot.
Yeah, well, that's beer math, right?
I think it is. Yeah, 7.1 is like, oh, you like that pretty good. 7.8, like, oh shit, that's almost an 8.
Yeah. Well, it's like beer math. So how many beers do you have? I had 1 beer. Okay, well, how many beers do you have? I had a couple. I'm like, well, what is a couple? Like, yeah. Well, I had a couple. Couple could be like 5.
That's not real, but yes. A couple is 2.
Couple is 2.
Right. A couple is 2. As in, me and my wife are a couple.
All right. What about a few? What's a few? How many? What's
what? 3 or 4, maybe?
I'd say 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple is definitely 2.
So me and my wife are a few.
I guess it really depends on
Good for you, buddy.
what household it is. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I'm divorced. No, I'm just
Good times. Good times. All right. Hope we can come back here next week. Yeah, I guess you have anything else you want to say about this delicious beverage you brought us?
I know we're good. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's it.
Grabbing
for
the brisket.
Beer review. I was pointing at you, Raul. You didn't sing.
Oh, I apologize.
It's fine. Next time. Missed your opportunity.
All right. So I'm just going to enjoy this tasty beverage while John throws us out of here.
Okay. You just go. Yeah, sorry. I did not bring a barbecue fail. But if you have a barbecue fail that you want to send to us, that would be freaking awesome. You can reach out to us at info@grabtheminabrisket.com, or you can call us and leave us a little voicemail. It's 434-829-2299. It's super easy, and you'll be a winner. You'll win some SUCKLEBUSTERS seasonings, and you'll be in the running for our end of the year giveaway, which if you've been following along, they're badass. We give away some smokers and shit. It's really freaking cool. Wherever you're listening, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave us a review. That makes more people find us. We love that. And anything you want to add to that?
No. Let me go and tell you, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, slide over there and go do that. We're in the works. We got a lot of long form content that's fixing to come your way, whether it's like tutorial videos or just us out and about in the wild, doing our thing with all these different events that we're a part of. We love to record the stuff and have you guys be a part of it as well. So go slide over to YouTube. If you're not already following us, subscribe, click the button. Mm-hmm. We'd appreciate it.
Ring the bell. Is that a thing?
I don't
Is
know.
there a bell? I feel like there's a bell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. There probably is.
All right. There it is. Hey, as always, it's been great talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
As we close out, big thanks to SmokerBuilder.com and the NBBQA for their unwavering support.
Absolutely. And cheers to Barbecue News Magazine, SUCKLEBUSTERS, and Dow Strong Knives for their contributions.
And you know Yeti always has our back, and Coolie Nation ensures our drinks stay perfectly cold.
Lastly, props to Cambro Manufacturing and, of course, the Spicy Nut, the Chicks of Smoke Seasoning. Thanks to all for powering this show.
Until next time, keep smoking.